Howdy y'all, welcome to HAZE&BARRELCRAFTWORKS. I'm the Alchemist. You know, we're counting down the days of April here with Jack Daniel's, one of my favorite big guy distilleries with Brown Foreman. And on Tuesday's video, we went with the old standard old number 7 mash bill, and we did a bonded versus a single barrel. And I thought today, why not look at the rye and see what wins with the rye. I've got the bonded rye. We'll give ourselves a pour of that. And I've got a Jack Daniel's single barrel as well. And it's a little bit of a, perhaps unfair advantage, I'd say. Maybe not. But on this single barrel proof rye, we've got 128.3 proof. And I'm kind of a proof guy, and you got almost 30 proof more. And I've got another single barrel proof rye on the shelf. And I didn't pick that one, even though I really like that bottle, because that's even more of an unfair advantage, because that one's just shy of 140 proof, and it is a delicious bottle, I know. So let's get my palate warmed up a little bit, or cleared up, and refresh with a little cucumber water. And let's start with the bonded rye at 100 proof. It does have a nice nose. And again, this bonded comes in at a good price, right close to that. Depends on where you get it. I've seen it range anywhere from right around that $30 or less in my area here. And the single barrel proof, I've seen them range around that $50, and I've seen them actually go anywhere up to, I've seen them up to like 70 bucks before too. But I think I got this one in Sioux Falls for right at $50 or $55. The one that was just shy of 140 proof, I believe I picked that one up for $70. So they do vary a little bit more. I think the higher proof you get, the little bit more they charge for them. Just like the Tanyard Hill and the Coy Hill, those the MSRP is supposed to be closer to $70, but good luck getting MSRP on secondary. They go for hundreds. I think MSRP on a Tanyard right now is up towards 700, and MSRP on Coy Hill, I think the lowest I've seen here lately is around $400. Nice rye spice on it, but I'm not getting any rye sweetness on that I really like on a really aged rye. But let's see what the palate says. Okay, the palate's a different story. It is sweet. It's not like a super rye candy sweet, but it has a nice rye sweetness to it. It's not like a caramel, it is more like a rye sweetness. In that first initial sip, it oddly dried my palate slightly, but that went away quick. Not a lot of heat on the palate, and not a whole lot of complexity, but that rye herbalness and that rye sweetness is nice. Yeah, not overly complex. Viscosity is pleasant, but not richly complex, but it's pleasant. I can lick my lips and get some of that rye sweetness. For the price point, if you can find this for $30 or under, to me it's a buy. It's good. This is one I'm keeping on my shelf. So let's cleanse the palate with a little cucumber water, and let's dive into the single barrel select rye. Does this command the premium over the bonded? At nearly 30 points more, 28 point, I can't remember exactly, but nearly 30 proof points more. Now, if you don't like the proof points, that bonded is still nice. Not overly complex, but it's got the characteristics of a rye. If you're a rye person, if you're not a rye person, it is a good introductory rye that will help ease you into ryes and introduce you to a rye. It's a good one. This has rye candy sweetness on the nose, very distinctly, which I love. Oh, I gotta go in. Love that nose. That at nearly 130 proof, 128 something, surprisingly, not a lot of heat, but it is a nice bit of heat on the tip of the tongue. The viscosity is very pleasant. The higher proof rye does dry the palate just a little bit up front. A little bit of dustiness, drying, but it quickly goes away as that heat builds up on the front of the palate, and that rye sweetness then sweeps back across the mid palate. As it sweeps back across the mid palate, and then just like melts down the side of the palate. Really nice. On the back of the palate, as you get a finish, a nice long finish, a nice barrel. And to me, it's not a tannic barrel. It's a good barrel char. And what I really enjoy about this is I really enjoy that rye candy in this one. It's not as distinctly rye candy sweet as some, but it is that rye candy sweetness that I absolutely love in some older, aged, high proof ryes, especially hazmat ryes. I don't know if any of y'all have ever had a hazmat rye, but boy, the distinct nose and palate of that rye candy in a hazmat rye is outstanding. Now, some of those hazmat ryes do dry your palate a little bit up front, like this one does, right up front at first, just a little bit. But then there's others of them, like the Wood Expressions rye, that don't dry your palate at all, and that one is fantastic rye at 144 proof. So it's really good. For me, this one, for my palate, for my taste, this single barrel select rye from Jack Daniel's offering, well worth the extra money to pick up one of these if you're a rye person. If you're not a rye person and you want an introduction to it, this bottled and bond rye is a good bottle to have. If you want a good cost everyday sipper rye because you do enjoy ryes, this Jack Daniel's bottled and bond is the perfect rye to have on your shelf for an everyday sipper. I can also think of cocktails to do with this rye as well. So it's a good one to have on your shelf for that as well. I would be tempted to make cocktails with this one because it's so good. And I am adventurous enough to do it because I'm that kind of a guy. I've even made a cocktail, if you tuned in at all to my March Madness cocktail week. I even splurged enough for my bestie to make a cocktail with my expensive Jameson 18 and that expensive hazmat rye that I have too, just for the fun of it. And boy, did it make the best Irish coffee I've ever had in my life. So if you haven't seen that one, tune into that one too, just to see the craziness, the March Madness of that video. But two very good expressions. This one for me wins, but this one is also a good bottle for many reasons, going to be on my shelf. And I will also keep buying the single barrel select ryes. Very good. And as you all know, I love to have y'all coming back around. So please take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Cheers.